And that's a mythic.
Hello and welcome back to Tabletop Release. Today we're going to be taking out a little bit of a look at our good old INNSTRAD CRIMSON VOW set booster here. Of course, we've got our classic pink sleeves. Pink sleeves at the best, and everyone knows it. Yes, INNSTRAD CRIMSON VOW. Big vampire wedding. Pretty much the whole thing. It's the entire story. Don't need to know much more. Big vampire wedding. With set boosters, they contain a little bit different from draft boosters, as most of you likely know. They don't have 15 cards, only got 12, but they have a higher chance of having nicer cards. Supposedly, they have a chance to have even 5 mythic cards in each pack. Of course, that's an incredibly low chance. I believe we've done a video about that. If it should be in the whichever side it is, the little thing, it should be there. If not, I don't know what to tell you. I liked this set. It's a really cool set. Really fun set, actually. I loved the block of INNSTRAD most recently. Kamigawa was better. Very parasitic, but better. So let's just take a look. Pop open this pack and get to looking at it. Let's see. Here we go. Ah, nice. Got an art card to start it off. Should be up on screen now. Pretty good looking art card. It's the Splendid Reclamation, big words, by, I'm gonna butcher this, Ureha Voth. And it's 55 of 81. Pretty good looking art card. I'm not gonna sleeve an art card. Alright, then we've got another land, or a Crimson Vow land. It's a pretty good looking land. Monotone. I loved the Crimson Vow lands. Not so much the commander lands. They weren't as great, but the pack lands, they're good. The set lands are great. We've got a common, Selhoff and Tumor for 1 and a blue. So 1 and 3, creature zombie. Tap, discard a creature card, then draw a card. That's not great. You're not really supposed to be using this to draft, to be honest. I don't think you can even draft set boosters. I think you could try, but I've never done it. This isn't a great card. It's common, so you don't expect it to be great, but it's particularly bad. Watch it be like $50 because some crazy person decides to use it in Commander, and who knows. Chill of the Grave. 2/1 blue. It's an instant. This spell costs 1 less to cast if you control a zombie. Alright, pretty good, especially with our last creature being a zombie. And the very heavy focus on undead in INNSTRAD and Crimson Vow in general. It also taps a target creature. It doesn't untap during its controller's next untap step. And you draw a card. That's a pretty good card. I like that. Is it usable? Is it playable? I'm not certain. I've never seen it played, which probably tells you a lot, but it seems to be a pretty okay card. If you don't have a zombie deck, then it might be not as great. Next, we've got a 1 and a blue. It's an enchantment aura. Enchant creature. When Fear of Death enters the battlefield, mill 2 cards. Okay, milling's great, especially in Commander, just because you get people to go through their cards more and more and more. The less cards they have, the more likely it is you'll win, especially if you have them mill a really good card in their deck. It also has another effect, which is enchanted creature gets a negative X, -0, where X is the number of cards in your graveyard. That just means hey, your card has no attack damage now. What are you gonna do about it? Nothing, because it's got no attack damage. It doesn't kill the card. If it killed the card, if it was negative on toughness, then it might be playable, but that's not great. Another common, Sacred Thoughts. 3 and a blue for an instant. Look at the top 4 cards of your library, put 2 of the cards in your hand, and the rest into your graveyard. So you pull the top 4, choose 2, and put 2 in your graveyard. That's not bad. That's okay. That's playable. That's good. It's another blue, though. I think it has its place. Scattered Thoughts has its place. I wouldn't use it, but it definitely has its place in any given game. We've got an uncommon next called Wandering Mind with a very disturbing image on the front. That's uncomfortable to look at. Very uncomfortable. Well, it's a 1, a blue, and a red for a creature horror. Horror is right. It's flying. It's a 2/1, and when Wandering Mind enters the battlefield, look at the top 6 cards of the library. You may reveal a non-creature, non-land card from among them and put it into your hand. Put the rest at the bottom of your library in a random order. Despite the really disturbing photo, the really disturbing art, which I have to commend Simon for his skill in making it as disturbing as it is. It's an okay card. It's okay. It's not great, not bad. It's usable. Next we have a Magma Pummeller. No. Pummeller. Pummeller, that's how you say that. It's a 0/0 creature elemental for X red. It's I can't say it. Magma Pummeller enters the battlefield with X +1/+1 counters on it. If damage would be dealt to Magma Pummeller while it has +1/+1 counters on it, prevent that damage and remove that many +1/+1 counters from it. When 1 or more counters are removed from Magma Pummeller this way, it deals that much damage to any target. I like that. Really good for an uncommon card. I mean, X is the amount of mana you pay for it, which, if you have like low mana at the start, probably isn't great. But it also could be pretty good. This is a pretty okay card. I like this card. I like that. It's good. I like him. Alright, we've got one of them reverse cards. We like these. Bindinggeist. The creature spirit for 2 and a blue. It's a 3/1. Whenever Bindinggeist attacks target creature an opponent controls, gets a -2, -0 until the end of turn. So that target creature gets -2 to his attack. That's fine. It has a disturb cost of 1 and a blue. If you don't know what disturb does, you basically can cast it from your graveyard, and it's transformed to the one on the back. In this case, because it's not the day-night cycle. In Crimson Vow, it was more of like paying a disturb cost to get the thing on the back instead of having a day-night cycle, like in the one before it, Midnight Hunt. Well, on the back, it becomes Spectral Binding. It's an enchantment aura. You enchant a creature. Enchanted creature gets -2, -0. If Spectral Binding would be put into a graveyard from anywhere, exile it instead. It's okay. It's okay. I wouldn't use it in most anything. Now this next one, I adore this card. And it's really good, especially in the Crimson Vow Commander deck. Who was it? The vampire one, the red-black one, the Prognator deck. I don't remember, but it's really, I think it comes in that deck, but it's called Gluttonous Guest. It's 2 and a black for a creature vampire. It's a 1/4. When Gluttonous Guest enters the battlefield, create a blood token. Whenever you sacrifice a blood token, you gain 1 life. That's really good. I like that. I like her. She's awesome. Really cool card. Next, we have Old Rutstein, or Rutstein. Old Rutstein, yes, that's what I think it's Rutstein. He's a 1, a black, and a green. He's a legendary creature, human peasant, for a 1 and a 4. Alright, 1/4, human peasant, that's fine. When Old Rutstein enters the battlefield, or at the beginning of your upkeep, mill a card. If a land card is milled this way, create a treasure token. If a creature card is milled this way, create a 1/1 green insect creature token. If a non-creature, non-land card is milled this way, create a blood token. And that's a rare. It's a pretty rare. Very pretty rare. Very well done. Good job, Mark. But I don't know how I don't know how I feel about that one. It's a legendary creature. You technically could use it as a commander. I don't know. Don't know how I feel about him. Next, we've got... Hey, nice. Nice. We've got a mythic rare. Hollowed Haunting. It's a 2 and a white for an enchantment. As long as you control 7 or more enchantments, creatures you control have flying and vigilance. Whenever you cast an enchantment spell, create a white spirit cleric creature token with this creature's power and toughness are equal to the number of spirits you control. It may be a mythic. It's not good. It's not a good mythic, but it is a mythic. It's got okay art. It is a myth. It's probably worth way more than I could... I'll never use this card. Ever. I would never use it in any deck. But there is probably someone out there who has decided that it is one of the best cards on the planet, and it's like $100 resale value. Like, could you imagine? Next, we've got the Evolving Wilds. I believe I opened one of these in the Midnight Hunt that I recently did for this channel. The Midnight Hunt Draft Pack. It's a land. It's a hollow land in this case. Very pretty. Very well done. You tap it, sacrifice Evolving Wilds, search your library for a basic land card, put it into the battlefield tap, then shuffle. Just brings you a land. Kind of cool. Not a bad card. This time it's a hollow. It's pretty. It's good. Now we get to the last card on the deck. This is a card from the list. If you don't know what the list is, you should probably check it out. It's a really cool collection of about 300 cards from Magic the Gathering's history. They're essentially reprinted the same way they were originally printed. And in this case, we have the Noxious Ghoul. He's a 3 black creature zombie, and he's a 3/3. Whenever Noxious Ghoul or another zombie comes into play, all non-zombie creatures get a -1/-1 until the end of the turn. The flavor text is great. Plague and death, wrapped in one convenient package. From 1993. Nice. To 2003. It's number 77 of 145. Okay, it's an interesting card. Pretty little card. I've always loved the list. The list is kind of a cool idea. Has it done great things? Not particularly, but it's a cool thing. Cool thing. Probably my favorite card of all of these is still Gluttonous Guest. There's just no beating Gluttonous Guest. They create blood tokens, and then you can turn around and sacrifice blood tokens at any time, and you gain life. More life, the better. That's my book. More life, the better. Unless they have Vorpal Sword, but that's beside the point. All right. Well, if you have enjoyed, please leave a like and comment what your favorite card from this pack was. If you say the art card, we can't be friends. It wasn't even a gold signature art card. It was just a normal art card. Thank you for watching this video from TableTopRelease. My name has been Lucas, and please subscribe if you want to keep up with anything Magic the Gathering or Wizards of the Coast related. And have a nice rest of your day.